Hi there, Grimith here. Welcome to Arcanum of Steamworks and Magick Obscura. I'm playing it blind, so save yourself from high blood pressure and stop this video now. This incredibly loud Troika Games was brought to you by the key designers of the Fallout series. Once Interplay went das kaputt, some folks decided to form Troika Games. This was their first release, at least I think, back in 2001. Arcanum is an RPG, and it was the most requested game in the Rewarding Rewards opportunity I offered last year. 4 people had it on their list. The primary requester is YuriMaster56 with 15 hours. On the off chance I need more than 15 hours, I will be dipping into Mason Mangram's request of 7 hours. I would prefer to use his hours on this game rather than a game which is even harder to record than Arcanum, Microprose's Magic the Gathering. And man, did I have to go through some logistical hurdles to get this done. 1280 by 720 window. This is the best I got. There's some other technical details, but your primary participation in this is that of a viewer. We are not playing, or at least I am not playing this fully unmodded. There is a high resolution patch, which I have added to support a resolution greater than 800 by 600. We've also got some high quality town maps, and then there's an unofficial fan patch which fixes numerous bugs and allows dialogue options that were originally intended with the game's release. I don't know, I looked at it and then got lost in other logistics of recording the game. A future Grimith will provide a link in the video description. Know that I'm not one for modifying my games beyond what the designers intended. I think it diminishes the authenticity, so know that I did it with the highest esteem for how I care about playing video games. Right? Right. I read the instruction manual, very detailed, very enjoyable, had that Fallout feel to it, for reasons I can't quite explain. As I'm playing this blind, do avoid any spoilers. Please, in the video comments, no tolerance policy, I will block you from the channel until such time as I feel like removing everyone. Like a Christmas gift or something, I do those on occasion. There's a few chapters I didn't read the instruction manual, one of them being the how to do the first part of the game, because I figured we would explore that together, unless you already know how to play, in which case you're going to be gnashing your teeth, and I strongly urge you to turn off the video. Also, hotkeys, I got a reference card open. It's very difficult to tab out of this game in my current situation. It is what it is. New game. We're going to be creating a new character. At least I already know what I'm going to be doing here. So, character creation. You got a variety of portraits. You can choose your gender, and in this game, gender does make a difference. Females get +1 constitution and -1 strength. Whatever. You also have, races. Human, elf, half-orc, and if we actually switch to male, we got some dwarves in there, we got some gnomes, we got some halflings. See, gnomes and halflings apparently have no female options, and neither do dwarves. But half-orcs do, and half-ogres, they don't either. The point is, there's a number of races. We're going to be staying with human. I like human. Human is what I in fact am, and it's what I identify with the best, especially in a fantasy steampunk setting, in which the continent in question, Arcanum, is currently undergoing its own industrial revolution. I need a foundation on which to stand. Things can't get too absurd for me, so we're going with human. We've got 4 male portraits to go with here, and I'm going to pick this one because he reminds me of some historical figure that I may have studied at some point. Besides, he's the second best option. He's clean-shaven, he just looks dumb, and his forehead, I can't stop looking at it. It's gotta be this portrait. Process of elimination. I suppose we'll call him Grimith, because I'm egocentric. And as for a background, I think there's a large number of backgrounds, and they can change depending on race and gender. What was it that I wanted? It was either extreme personality, you possess an extreme personality, people react more strongly to your presence and tend to grow to either love or hate you, or definitely not elven blood, I'd slit my throat. I mean, it's better than being raised by elves or a half-elf, and really I can't control what my father's great-grand... I mean, it's pretty far away, so, you know, it's not that bad. No, where was it? Beat with an ugly stick? Yeah, it's pretty funny. Educator, that didn't sound so bad. I don't really want to micromanage that many people, and if I can help followers along, because you're going to have followers in this game. We'll learn more about that together. Remember, I have the advantage of reading the instruction manual, at least most of it, whereas you might not. Beat Savant. Nietzsche poster child. Yes. Nietzsche once said, "That which does not kill me makes me stronger," and he may have been referring to you. All your life you have been making mistakes, but you always seem to come out better afterwards. In other words, you critically fail more than normal, but you have a 10% experience point bonus. That sounds just like me. So, a Nietzsche poster child. Not very lucky. So, we have a bunch of characteristics. They start at 8. There's strength. There's constitution. Look at that small font size. Dexterity. The dialogue is a bit better, you'll see. Beauty. Intelligence, willpower, perception, and charisma. We have derived stats, which are determined by those attributes. We can increase our health and fatigue, but we can't increase the derived stats without increasing these attributes. We also start with some resistance. Poison resistance is determined by constitution. The others, however, you either get that from a background or your race, or you're going to have to go out and acquire in the game. At least as far as I'm aware. We've got 16 skills divided into 4 types: combat skills, thieving skills, social skills, and technological skills. Each of these has a governing attribute. For example, bow requires dexterity to raise. And there's a variety of skill levels, and then there's also grades associated with that. Novice, apprenticeship, expert, master, stuff like that. We've also have some technological disciplines. Yes, because technology has evolved in the game, and holy shit, that font is so tiny. I've actually, like, scrunched up close to my monitor now. Yeah, it's pretty rough. So, there's those. And then you have magical disciplines as well. Brief explanation. Magic's been around the world for a coon's age, whereas technology is a young upstart, which appeals to dwarves. Dwarves have a natural affinity for it, and to humans because their lives are pretty short-lived and magic can take a long time to learn, whereas magic is more of the realm of the elves. That being said, there is a necromantic black magic field, and wouldn't you know it, I'm pretty interested in necromancy. Fancy that. So I increased willpower by 1, because you need a minimum willpower of 9 in order to pick up Conjure Spirit. We have 5 starting character points, and we'll accrue more as we level up. Now, I have some other points that I'd like to spend, and I think what I wanted to do with those... there was an unlocking cantrip that I was pretty interested in grabbing, along with disarming opponents. What else was there that I really wanted? There's a lot of magical disciplines. As you can see, each one of them has 5 spells. You need minimum levels in order to learn some of them, along with minimum willpower. Spells cost fatigue, which I'll mouse over right there. A lot of information to take in, folks, but if you just hang with me, we'll learn it all together. Unless you already know what you're doing, in which case, why haven't you turned off the video? I do think it was to grab the unlocking cantrip. I do think I'm interested in that. Now, this gauge over here It is a magic tech meter. It displays magical and technological aptitude. The more magical aptitude you have, the more difficult it is for you to use technological items and interact with technological objects. And the more difficult it is for technological shit to affect you. The inverse is true if you have a high technological aptitude. Technological skills actually increase your technological aptitude. We won't be going into those. Or we'll also be leaving technological disciplines behind. I'm gonna try to do some magic shit, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, that's about what I wanted to tackle, I think. I'm not exactly sure what's going to be of use to me. Also, I'm apparently 20 years old. I've been 20 for a few years. Go ahead and get started. Alright, one final thing. There is Ye Old Shop. We start with 400 shekels, and we can spend our dosh on a few starting items. I am not exactly sure what might be of immediate use, but, there will probably be some combat involved, so I am all for acquiring a weapon. And I'm not too keen about getting into melee range, on account of the fact that, well, I'm not really a melee character. So I'll probably just be picking up a staff here. Yeah, I think it'll just be a boring... we gotta have some fun, right? Go ahead and blow the money here. Yeah! Let's go ahead and spin that. There are firearms in this game. I don't think half ogres can use them because their hands are too large. And I don't think there's any penalty for wearing armor. I mean, that's a nice suit and all, but for casting spells. But I'd like to wear some pretty sweet clothes. However, that's a bit out of my price range. Maybe... well, I can be dapper. Aptitude adjusted to chance of critical failure, plus 1%. Yeah, I'm not really skilled in the weapons I'm going to be using, and that's a problem. I'm sure we'll be fine. That decreases perception by 1. We'll just get some boots. Boomerang? Why did I get a bow? How many arrows can I buy? 100 arrows. Well, would be pretty nice to have a ranged option as well. Just gonna blow through all my money, everyone. Hope you're excited. Flintlock pistol, it's pretty cool. We could also buy some healing cells, heal poisons. I could have chosen some heal spells, but I left those behind. Lockpicks. Nah. Gauntlets. No, I think I'll use my ranged options for spells. There we go, and I'll just be all sorts of kick-ass right now. I think FR means fire resist. Which means that my fire resistance would go down, but my damage resistance goes up. That's a thing. I mean, it would be weird if I didn't. I'll just wear the nice suit. It's not a problem for me. Heal lesser wounds, light fatigue restore. Go ahead and grab a potion of each. And I'll keep some coins to spare because I'm not exactly sure what's going to come my way. I know weapons and armor have durability and that they can break. So that's a concern. Also, that elegant dress, man. It'd be cool. Gives plus 20 reaction. Yeah, I think I'll stick with what I got. We'll just continue from here. Maybe I couldn't have worn them. Whatever. Hindenburg all over again, everyone. Damn it.
Help. Help me, please. Oh, thank you, my friend. I haven't got much time. You must find the boy. Find the boy and give him back his ring. He will know what needs to be done. Now listen to me. We had to do it. He did unspeakable things to us, and we had no choice but to do as he said. And there are so few of us left, but the work is almost finished. And then the evil, you can't imagine. He's coming back to destroy everything and everyone. Now, please, just find the boy. Tell him that I escaped. I came back to warn. He will know what to do. You, my friend, it's all up to you.
Can't believe it. I mean, you and then the Zeppelin and the fire. And the altar says that... Do you have any idea what all of this means?
Don't mind all of those people dying there all of a sudden. It's a quirk of being in windowed mode. Might be the font as well. This is not the original dialogue font. It's a size 18 font, which means I can read it well. And don't have to strain my eyes, and that's a pretty big selling point. Well, by the gods, man, I almost died here. Didn't you see the crash?
You speak! I mean, of course you speak. What am I, a blathering idiot? Wait, what did you say? Maybe I should be writing all of this down.
What the bloody hell are you talking about? Out with it, man.
I am at a loss here. I don't quite know what to do. I mean, you are the... Oh, of course you are. I mean, you do know who you are, right? Of course you do. What sort of brainless, half-baked question is that for what do you call yourself?
Am I being unclear? Your babbling is incomprehensible.
Please, forgive me. I'm making a bloody mess of this whole affair. My name is Virgil, sir, and I'm new to the Panari religion. Your religion, and I... Oh, wait! I, hereby dedicate... commit my life to the living one. I, Virgil, am at your service, sir.
I don't mean to be rude, but I'm just not who you think I am.
Yes, of course you're not really him, just his reincarnation. I mean, that is the case, right? I have to admit, I'm no expert in elven philosophy or prophecy. Bloody confusing, you know. All those these, thous. Not that it's not interesting.
Virgil.
Yes, right. Just give me a moment here. You see, the Panari, that's the religion that was formed around the things that he said. I mean, that you said. Oh, forget it. Let's start at the beginning. Or this beginning, since there is a lot more that came before this. You are the reincarnation of a powerful elf, who the Panari worship, and whose name is,
Yes?
Right. Yes, the name. Wait. I remember something. It is written in the scriptures. The living one will live again on wings of fire. No, wait. I think it says, reborn on wings of fire. Oh, blood and ashes. Why do elves always have to be so damn cryptic?
Beats me. Anyway, do the scriptures speak of a dying gnome and a ring?
I don't know about the ring, but this business about the evil one returning. As I've said, I don't know a whole lot about the Panari prophecies, but I think you were supposed to return and fight someone evil. Bloody hell, I should know more of this.
So I'm meant to be some great religious figure. And an elf at that? It's ludicrous.
Look, I understand this whole thing sounds ridiculous, especially with you being human. But let me just accompany you down the mountain to Shrouded Hills. I can introduce you to my mentor, Elder Joachim. He can explain this all better than I can. I'm rather new to this whole Panari thing myself.
What's wrong with being human? You're human.
Nothing. It's just that the Living One is the reincarnation of a powerful elf wizard. I can't, remember his name, but I think it's carved down on that altar. I'd have thought you'd have been an elf, or perhaps a half-elf.
Well, that proves it then. I'm definitely not this living one you're seeking, for I am not, in fact, an elf.
As far as I can remember, the scriptures make reference to there being something unusual or unexpected about you when you return.
I'm telling you, I am not this elf that you're speaking of.
You're not actually him, just the, spiritual embodiment of his essence, or something like that.
This is preposterous, man. I've heard enough.
Look, obviously we're both involved in this whether we like it or not. Please, you must trust me. I know all of this sounds ludicrous, but if you'll just speak with the Elder Joachim, I don't want to fail him.
I am involved in nothing. Leave me alone.
Please, I need to bring you to my mentor, Elder Joachim. He's down the mountain in Shrouded Hills. He can tell us what we're meant to do.
Do you know how many personal problems you've just mentioned to me right now, man? Still, I suppose it could be like to reincarnate, but an elf? I mean, I don't really want to be the reincarnation of an elf. But if I am, I guess I'd want to know, right? Fine. It doesn't look like I can get rid of you, so let's go.
The path out of here leading down to Shrouded Hills is down to the southeast. We'll stop by the Panari Shrine on the way out. See if it makes any of this any more clear. We should look for any other survivors before we leave, though. What do you think?
Agreed, I guess. Alright. It's actually the first time I have chosen to recruit him. I've obviously needed to conduct sound tests, so I would fly through the dialogue, and then I'd tell him to go get fucked. But he's a follower, and he might be of use, and I don't know what good he is it for. But...
What is it that you want of me?
Don't know what to talk to you right now. So, we have a character editor here. We have ourselves a journal. Seems as if only I have survived the crash of the IFS Zephyr. The Zeppelin was unexpectedly set upon by strange flying machines. Among the wreckage, I found a dying gnome who gave me a signet ring and bid me to find the boy who owned it, with a vague warning of something that is almost here. He also said that he had escaped, but I have no clues as to where he escaped from. After I dragged myself in the wreckage of the Zeppelin crash, I was approached by a monk of the Panari religion. He seems to believe that I am the living one, the reincarnation of some deity of theirs. Discover the origins of the strange ring. I don't recall having accepted this, but I suppose I didn't get a dialogue prompt. But thou must. We haven't killed anyone. We don't have any injuries of note. Nietzsche once said, that's my background. If you chose one of the picked characters, you'd have a pretty cool background. But I just have that, and, you know, we obviously had to have some sort of background of note. I'm looking forward to that coming back and biting me in the ass. And complaining about it. We have ourselves a map. We can see a bit further than the 800 by 600 resolution, but not as far as my 1920 by 1080 clip. And finally, we have ourselves an inventory. Now, there we go. Want to put on those boots. We are fine with the amount of stone we are currently carrying. We have an old silver ring, the initials GB, Great Britain obviously, are set in relief upon its face, and the words P. Schuyler and Sons are inscribed on the inside of the band. We have 117 shekels, a light fatigue restore potion, and a heal lesser wounds potion of, just in case. I have my nice suit to look incredibly dapper, and a quality sword. Statistics-wise, I am slightly higher than average willpower, and average in all my other characteristics. I have no skills at all, just my spells, which I suppose I'll go ahead and slap in this quick bar here, because I could do that. We have ourselves some harm. We have ourselves some conjure spirit. Is there anything? Disarm, that's like an attack spell, right? Right? There. Then we'll put conjure spirit here, and then unlocking cantrip there. Now, conjure spirit, as far as I'm aware from what I read in the instruction manual, allows me to converse with the slain. And, check here. Target corpse upon which it is cast. Doesn't appear to be a time limit. It's an incredibly powerful spell that you can access at level 1, man. Where's the game balance in that? Oh, shit. And there's auto-level schemes. There's so much in this game, but we've just scratched the surface. So much surface scratching, in fact, that we're going to go ahead and... At least, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. Why? Because I need to make sure everything turned out alright. There's a difference between a sound test and a video that's almost 27 minutes long. So we'll go ahead and save the game. We'll call it, let's get on with it, 001. I call that a victory.